Greetings Commanders, this is a video about update 7. On the forum you can check out things that are gonna come, things that are gonna be fixed, and after that they set a live stream, but from the live stream I cut out everything that has not to do with the update. So that's why you can directly see things that are to come in update 7. This is the forum post about update 7. The following issues will also be resolved in update 7. So all this should work fine when update 7 comes out, which roughly is in 2 weeks. So if you want to read everything, you can go to the forum on the developer update 3. So let's take a look at the video.
Greetings Commanders, I'm Arthur, and with Update 7 almost here, today we're going to tell you more about the changes coming to Odyssey's conflict zones. Since Odyssey launched, many of you have been hastily signing up with Frontline Solutions and dropping in to fight for your chosen faction. These conflict zones have seen the sphere of combat collide, the results of which contributing to the endless struggle for territory in the BGS. In Update 7, we will rebalance these zones to create a more connected gameplay experience between those on the ground and those pilots above them. The biggest of these changes will be that conflict zones now feature anti-aircraft turrets, ready to engage any commanders who choose to enter in their ships, bringing protection for dropships and their tide-turning reinforcements. These turrets are deadly, making a one-on-one assault from the air a high-risk encounter. However, pilots can work together with commanders on the ground to temporarily disable the turrets by overloading their control systems. If this wasn't enough to make joining an Odyssey conflict zone in your ship an exciting prospect, we'll also be introducing AI combat ships into the mix, ready for commanders to experience the thrill of dogfighting in atmosphere as the battle rages below. And that's a wrap. Head over to the Elite Dangerous forums to find out more about the upcoming update. And as ever, please share your Odyssey experiences and discoveries with us and let us know what you think down in the comments below.
Okay, next up, increased stored modules and bookmarks. Another one we mentioned last week, but they will the limit will now be moving up to 200 for both of those, which we know that you asked about. And the reason for that limit at 200 is because of server constraints. So we've pushed as much as we can push with that, and 200 is what we've been able to max it out at, right, Alf?
Yes, correct. And nothing else to add.
Nice.
Shall I go, Heinz?
Bit of news, which I think is very important. Alf, do you want to talk a bit about what's going to be happening with these changes and horizons and stuff like that?
Sure. Now, look, we've said before that whilst we understand we're focusing on getting Odyssey right, and as such, the console development of Odyssey is on hold whilst we get Odyssey in the place it needs to be. One of the things that we hear loud and clear is people asking about some of the fixes that we see being deployed and aren't going to players on console and Horizons players. Now, the team are hard at work putting together an update for you guys and girls. So this will be going in September as well. So a lot of the quality of life improvements will go in there. We're working on a list. Once we have that list that's comprehensive, that will also go in, and you'll see some of the changes that you're seeing that have got, not just in this update, but updates prior to this as well. So we're not just looking at update 7 stuff, that 65432 and prior. We'll go into an update in for consoles. So once we have that list, of course, we'll post it. We're not forgetting about you. Obviously, we're trying to do this in stages, but you will definitely get an update in September as well. So there we go.
Yep. Next up, we want to talk a bit about the new social hub styles. So I do have some pictures for this. Let me start putting one of them on. So this, for example, is an agricultural style station. That's how you pronounce it, right? Agricultural.
So it's going to. Someone's asked a question saying confused by the notes. Am I correct? Some FPS optimization fixes are coming in 7 and some coming in 8. Yes, that's correct. So some are coming in 7. We're expecting some bigger ones in 8. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, that's all right. Right. So social hubs. So they are going to be becoming more varied in the way that they present. So you'll be seeing things like different railings, different crates, planters, and other different props depending on the type of station it is. There'll be different partitions, wall pieces, swapping beams, roof sections, more pipes, or if you're in an industrial station, it will look more industrial. I've got some more images. I'll roll through them off if you have anything else.
No, I think it's it's just more of an immediate visual stimuli to say, look, I know where I'm at. I know what sort of station is. Once I've landed, it should be apparent just by its general appearance, colorization, and the stuff you find laying on the floor should indicate whether or not it's industrial, high tech, tourist, etc., etc. But it's just a nice a bit of variance to add in.
Yeah.
And it's just nice they've done this, because I think it will make for screenshots being more interesting as well.
It will.
So that's cool.
As I've rolled through these, the rich one is really nice. The red, I really like that look.
I like the white and red one. Have you shown it yet?
I believe this is the one. You might come
no,
back.
it's
I'll
not.
come
It's
back
not.
to
The
it.
one on the forum post. It's not.
This one. Yeah, it's the rich station. It's very nice.
Oh yeah, I'm 7 seconds behind you.
Yeah, you'll get to it.
That's the one. That's the one I like.
Yeah, and obviously we've got the industrial and high tech. I like the asteroid one because it kind of matches the color scheme that you would get in an asteroid station, sort of yellowy orange hue, which is very nice. But yeah, as I've said, they'll also, so for example, a wealthy service and high tech station will have less rubbish and junk on the floor. Obviously, if you go to an industrial station, then it'll become progressively more untidy depending on the type of station, which is a nice little touch, because I noticed there's a lot of rubbish around these stations. So it's good that somebody's finally cleaning them up in these higher places, I would say.
Someone's like, Arthur, make sure to enable low latency in the Twitch player. I don't know what any of that means, because I know. But I'm assuming it means that I'll have less of a delay. But thank you. I should probably do that. Okay.
Commander Crank Larson says, "Why is the rubbish not floating?" I believe it's just there's some kind of gravity work in play at the stations. There's probably someone has got an answer to that somewhere in the dev team.
I mean, look, to be fair, I understand it. Look, I know everyone wants the immersion and stuff like that, but if we want to sit down and have 1,000 items floating around the station, I'm sure that won't affect performance whatsoever. We can just add them all in as 3D objects to just move around and stuff. But I do get it. I understand it, but there's a point where we have to say, look, we're worried about what's really important at the moment and not floating rubbish. But I understand that some people would love to see that, and I'm not taking away. I do get the immersion part of it, but it's probably not going to be something that's high on a priority list just at the moment in time.
Yep. Right, so next up, Arth, we're just going to quickly brush over the Apex Redirect, which is a pretty cool feature, to be fair. So if you missed it when we talked about this on a stream a couple of weeks ago, or you've not seen the dev update yet, so basically what's going to be happening is if you get into your Apex and you realize, oh no, I've set myself to be going somewhere I don't want to be going to, you can head over to the Apex panel on your left-hand side, and you can either choose a local redirect or a long-range redirect, and it's pretty much as it says on the tin. So you'll head to the galaxy map if you choose long range. You'll choose your next system you actually want to go to, and then obviously you just choose it when you're in the system map. Just click the redirect shuttle button. It's worth noting that you can't go further than initially. There's a range, so from where you set off at the start, you're still going to be within that range. So you can't just keep hopping from station to station with the redirect. You'll still be limited to the range that the ship was initially in when it first set off. To crew, which we are still, making good progress on. Here's an example of one of the ships, what the bridge looks like with that 4th player on the back. I believe it's the back left. We've made the addition.
It is.
Yeah, nice. I've also got a picture from their point of view. There you go.
Just to be clear, this is all work in progress stuff, right? So please don't look at all this stuff and be like, oh, this is absolutely final. It may very, very well turn out to be this is where the placement is, but this is just to give you an idea. They're testing stuff; it's working at the moment. So there's some other bits to go. So this may not be where the seat ends up being, but essentially, we're making progress and showing technically it's working, so we can get these seats in. So it's something we know has been asked for. And just to be clear, it will be coming to a number of ships. It won't be coming to every ship. Mm-hmm. So there will be 4 players in not
where it
every
makes sense.
Where it makes sense, yeah.
Right. Next up, we are working on new Odyssey engineers in Colonia, which we are aware was a pretty big request from our community over in Colonia. That they wanted, a set of engineers so that they could do the Odyssey stuff over there without having to travel back to the bubble, which is a completely fair comment. So this is Rosa Diet, I believe.
We had this conversation before, didn't we? We were like, Is it diet or diet? We're going with diet because it sounds like we're smarter.
Yeah.
I'll go with smarter, yeah.
And Rosa's one of the new engineers you'll see in Colonia. If you want to actually see a bit of a backstory, you can do if you head over to the forum post !dev update. She's got a pretty interesting backstory that you might want to read up on if you're interested in the lore. But yeah, we'll be working on obviously more than just Rosa, but engineers will be coming to Colonia. Last but not least on this mega post is Megaship social spaces. So we are now working on bringing social spaces to megaships, and this will obviously allow us to position a base for on-foot services such as Vista Genomics and Pioneer Supplies anywhere in the galaxy. So Arthur, a lot of people in the chat are asking if this also applies to fleet carriers. So what's the current scenario?
Okay, so this statement does not apply to fleet carriers. So I'll be very clear on that. I will also be very clear on we're aware of the players' desires for fleet carrier social spaces, and that is all I will say on that matter.
Yep, but it's exciting. It's a new thing. It's going to allow us to do some pretty cool stuff with our megaships and plop them in different positions and have you be able to hang out there. But that is all the stuff on the development update. So it's, as you said, it's a snapshot of what we're working on. We'll have more next month with the next one, and obviously, as I've said, update 7 itself should be coming in the next couple of weeks or so. So yeah, all exciting stuff.
And that's it for update 7. Now, what do you think of it? Is it good enough? Or are there things they're absolutely not working on that you would like to see coming? Let it know in the comments below. That's it for this time, Commanders. See you the next time. Bye.